I want to talk about one of my favorite underrated scenes from the MCU. I've always considered the 2016 Doctor Strange movie to be a criminally underrated MCU movie. It's always been one of my favorites, and in my opinion, it's the best MCU origin story movie. And that's not something I say lightly considering how many of the MCU origin story movies are really good. My favorite moment from the movie doesn't really have anything to do with Doctor Strange being a superhero. Instead, it has everything to do with the man he was before he became Doctor Strange, a superhero. It's the conversation between Stephen and Christine right before he embarks on his journey to find a cure for his condition. The scene where Christine visits him in order to help him, only for Stephen to throw it in her face and insult her and humiliate her because she dared to care about him. Stephen Strange is just so utterly unlikable in this moment, and I really love that. You hate him utterly in this moment, and that's amazing because so many movies and TV shows these days are so afraid to make their main characters unlikable even for a moment. But this movie really handled it so well. You get that he's hangry and you get that he's hurting, but you also know that he genuinely feels this way towards Christine. He has lost his entire sense of identity due to the loss of his hands, and the entire image he had built up of himself was gone. That's why he couldn't bear to see himself be taken care of, because in his mind, he couldn't be because Christine cared for him and wanted to be there for him. He would never do something like that for someone else, and he cannot understand why anybody would be so selfless. No, the only reason he could think of as to why she keeps visiting him was that she pitied him and he didn't want that. So humiliates her beyond measure, deliberately wanting to drive her away. And because that's what he believes he deserves at that moment. Because that's what he would do to someone who was in his position. The peak of his arrogance and condescending nature is on full display in this scene, and it's great. It's such a simple scene, but I really love it for how real and human it feels. It's impossible to not hate Stephen for this, even if you somehow manage to understand where he is coming from. He knows he's in the wrong, even if he doesn't know it at that moment. And it takes him years to realize what he did wrong. And I think there's something really beautiful about that. It's a scene that's always stayed with me. The Doctor Strange movie has a lot of incredible visuals and awesome superhero moments, but this is the scene that immediately comes to my mind whenever I think about this movie.